Avatar: Fire and Ash may be the most visually stunning film of the year, but how do you really feel about it? Has the story between two war marines fighting gotten stale? Are you one of the ones that feel this franchise should have stopped at the masterpiece of the first movie? Or did this film captivate you? Did Fire and Ash move you in a way that no other James Cameron movie ever has? What do I think? I think there's a lot to talk about in Avatar's Fire and Ash. I guess I should start with some of the good stuff to ease you guys into the video. This one is a cop-out answer, but Avatar is always beautiful. I mean, just gorgeous. But that's nothing new that we didn't already know going into the film. I love the ambition to try and lean into the faith of the people. I love so many of the ideas that this movie had actually. But do any of you miss Avatar 1? Maybe why I'm on the fence about Avatar: Fire and Ash is because the movie had a lot of great ideas, but maybe too many great ideas. I commend James Cameron and the writing team for wanting to throw in so many things about family, about grief, about faith, about war, and even a character's mental state of mind. But if I have to be honest, the direction of a central theme feels lacking. All of the ideas feel like they are all over the place instead of being the driving force behind the movie. And that hurts me to say. I'm upset that I'm actually saying it too, because I loved the first movie. I love so much about the potential that the world of Avatar has to offer. But it feels like the more we explore Pandora, the more we move away from what made the first entry in this franchise great. What if you picked a character instead of trying to pick every character? Especially when we have seen this tale of Jake and Korg again and again and again. I love the idea of Lo'ak. I love what the story tried to grab out of his character. Coming out of the Way of Water, he had the most potential out of any character because he lost his brother, but so many around him point the finger at him, and sometimes he even points the finger at himself.
You've done enough.
But the plot was maybe too unfocused. The story, the main character of this film, probably should have been Lo'ak, but instead of it being him, everybody is the main character. And I don't hate that in films or TV shows. I think Stranger Things, Avengers Endgame are all examples of it being done well. But here, I'm being twisted and pulled in so many directions that there isn't any real focus to the plot or story itself. The attempt to try and bring in a character who defies the faith that every other pivotal character has relied so much on was commendable, especially when you contrast it with Neytiri leaning on her faith because it's the last thing that she has.
Yeah? So where was Eywa? Where was Eywa when our son...
Jake! All I have is my faith. This is the Great Mother's plan.
I would have loved more of a focus on that, or maybe just more of a direction with it. Because the movie is 3 hours, the longest of any Avatar film yet. And I don't hate long movies, I love Avengers Endgame. But for me, not having a clear direction while sitting in a seat for hours, my mind starts to lose interest. My mind lost focus because there wasn't any real, true focus. Imagine if we got a clear, definitive plot with Neytiri and her faith matched against her hatred for the Sky People and for the one who looks like the Sky People. And we got it for a second, but it's half-baked. It wasn't too long before we switched to a cutscene of Korg getting high in a tent.
That sounds like a fun weekend.
So even with everything that I just said, my biggest worry, my biggest concern that I took away from Avatar: Fire and Ash is what do we expect out of the future of Avatar? What will the next film be for Avatar? Will we even see those films in the future? Why don't I tell you what I would want out of Avatar 4? I think Korg has to go. I think the writing team and Cameron keep writing themselves in a hole every movie because they have to bring him in, make him chase Spider, and then fight Jake on a big stage and then have him fake die again. And don't get me wrong, I'm nowhere near nor in the same universe skill-wise when it comes to writing a movie script as the professionals are for this franchise. I think that's why critiquing art is so difficult, because I can see the ideas, I can see the vision, but when you give me the same story over and over again, it gets repetitive. There's really only one movie franchise, one character that has gotten away with retelling the same story over and over, and yet still capturing a new set of magic every time they do it. But I think going forward, if this franchise does go forward, they should lean on the new elements that this story has presented them with. You have a whole world untapped with Kiri. She's a connection to the faith itself that the people of Pandora have thrived so much in looking towards. That's a character, that's a story that has so much possibility. You have a whole young tribal of children that have been exposed to new ways of thinking because some outsiders decided to show you that following the rules isn't always the best option. You have so much in Loak, and I know I have beat the drum on this already, but he's been set up so perfectly, been given so much in his own story with him and Pycon that screams he could be the biggest main character going forward. I love Jake, I loved what Neytiri brought to the first film, but don't be afraid to pass the baton. Let the next generation of Sullys and young adults lead us through the next adventures of Avatar. Let Spider be a part of it too. You've given 6 hours of story behind him, now let him run with the rest of the characters. So if you're asking me what I think letting the future of Avatar uniquely tell itself will bring back the magic of this franchise.